with Pedro Fernandez.
From San Francisco to Detroit, Michigan. Let's bring in the Golden Glove rep to talk about Katealia Chambers. Katealia. From San Francisco to Detroit, Michigan. Let's bring in the Golden Glove rep to talk about Katealia Chambers. Katealia, I won 4 Golden Glove titles. Nothing quite like winning the Golden Gloves, believe me.
Okay. Was that a local or national?
No, I won 4 local titles, and I went to the Nationals and got licked like a stamp.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, hey, you got to win, so that's good.
Well, the bottom line is, I went to the Nationals as a welterweight. I won all these Golden Glove titles as a junior welterweight, but I started getting big with myself, saying to myself, let's not make 139 no more. Let's go in at 141, 142. Let's not sweat. Well, I went in 142. I fought a guy that was so big, he looked like he should have been arrested for like assault. So I'm telling you, man, he was like 2 weight. And I looked at my trainer. I said, that's not the same guy. What do you mean that's not the same guy? I said, that ain't the same guy. Look how big he is. And then his name was Ernie Chavez, and he fought Melvin Taylor as a professional. And then he told me after the Melvin Taylor fight that he weighed 167 pounds when we fought.
That's a big thing, though, to win a Golden Gloves, regional or national. So
it doesn't matter. But here's what you step up to the national spotlight. You know what I'm saying? You see this, you look across during this fat guy. I'm gonna lick him like a stamp. He hurt me, hit me 3 times, and that was it. I remember when I got up the second time, the referee said to me, "Do you want to continue?" I looked at the referee. Which one? It was like 3 referees and 8 guys on the other side. 11 people in the ring with me. It was only supposed to be 2.
He had you seeing triple double, huh?
Triple, you name it, quadruple. Anyway, what's happening with the Detroit Golden Glove?
Okay, so this year we're putting on. We teamed up with Downtown Boxing. We're putting on the national tournament, the National Golden Glove Tournament here in Detroit, at Huntington Place, formerly known as Joe Louis, the old Joe Louis, here in May, right after the NFL draft. So you have the NFL draft, then you have the National Golden Gloves tournament.
So is Joe Louis Cobo?
No.
Is Cobo Hall different?
Yes.
Okay. I did a lot of boxing in Cobo Hall. We did, Emmanuel Stewart and I were real tight for like 25 years, and I miss the Goldfather. In fact, 2 days before he died, he tweeted me and said, "This is a tough one, son." I guess that was his way of saying goodbye.
Right. Everybody, again, the Golden Gloves, how can you mention Detroit and not mention Detroit boxing and not mention Emmanuel Stewart and the Crunk Gym? So he's definitely a legend here and all over the world.
ESCOT. I never knew what ESCOT stood for. Emmanuel Stewart's Champions of Tomorrow.
Yep.
So I kept looking at ESCOT. Richard Sloan finally told me, the former VP of Kronk. He told me like 6 months ago. I said, "What does that stand for?" He goes, "Emmanuel Stewart's Champions of Tomorrow." Oh, good. I kept trying for years to figure out what ESCOT meant. But the bottom line is, Emmanuel Stewart, of course, no longer in Detroit. He's passed away. But he was, I guess you're not old enough to remember the old Kronk Gym. Were you down there in the basement?
Am I not old enough? I'm old enough. I knew Emmanuel personally as a little girl. Emmanuel, Tommy. I knew all those guys before they even became like named people. My
Milt
uncle
McCory, Jimmy Paul.
Milt McCory, Steve McCory, Jimmy Paul. My uncle boxed for Kronk back in the day, in the 80s. He boxed with those guys, Daryl Chambers. So I was privy to all that information, the grunt work, the working out, the eating right. I was in the midst of it. So yeah, I'm old enough to know that.
I went to Detroit to do some ring announcements for him. He said to me, he goes, "I want to work you out today." I said, "Okay." So I went down in the gym. It was like 35 degrees outside. It was like freezing outside, right? It was like 95 or 98 degrees in the gym. I kid you not. It was over 95 degrees in there.
Yeah, the original Kronk. When you went in there, you stand up. I mean, you could just be standing there and talk. In 2 minutes, you drenched. So, yeah, I remember the old Kronk.
Okay, so Golden Gloves. What are the divisions nowadays? I mean, the women are involved, men are involved. What are the divisions? Is it still like from 105 pounds up? What is it?
Well, as of 2018, women is now allowed to box with the males in the Golden Gloves tournament. There's 10 different weight classes. You caught me on far as what's up and down. I think the max is one.
My junior welterweight limit is now 141. So that's what you like. It was 139 when I was fighting. Now they moved up to 141, I was told. So 141 pounds, I would have never had to sweat.
Well, so we're now it's 10 different weight classes. So it's the max is, I think, 200. Yeah, 176 plus. And the men of the lower end is, I don't know, like 119. I'm not sure. But it's 10 different weight classes, male and female.
Women's boxing has come a long way. I mean, Christy Martin, I think of Lady Tiger before her, but the bottom line is Christy Martin and Miss Lucia Riker laid a good foundation for the women of today. And now you've got people like Miss Serrano making almost $1 million in a fight. That is, I think it's overdue, but that's great news for women.
I mean, yeah, we have our very own Clarissa Shields right here from Michigan, two-time Olympic gold medalist, holding how many belts right now? I mean, yeah, we have a lot of greats here in Michigan, not only in Detroit, but
does she have to hire somebody to carry her belts around for her or what?
Do you think so? No.
I've never seen that many belts in my life. I said, whoa. And, I think she's done a lot for boxing as far as she went across the pond and she lost that fight. You know what? She owned up to it. And to me, that I thought she won me that night. You know what I'm saying? She may have lost that fight, but she won me as a fan and as a person because I've been there. And when you get licked, you get licked. And the bottom line is you can go into denial if you want, but it's better off if you admit it.
Yeah, you admit it, you can come back stronger. So I've been watching Clarissa since she was an amateur, for a long time. I'm also a professional amateur judge since 2005. So I've been watching her for a very long time. So I'm proud of everything she's accomplished. So
Michigan boxing, obviously, it isn't what it was when Emmanuel Stewart was alive.
No,
but, what's happening in Detroit now? I mean, are there cards? Professional cards?
Yeah, we have professional cards. We have our local cards, the local promoters to put on shows. But no, it's not like it was in the 80s. I agree with you. It's just totally different. It's just totally different.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you a real direct question here.
Okay.
What happened to the hungry black fighter of the 80s that Emmanuel recruited? Everybody was hungry, ready to fight Detroit. I mean, they seem like they're ready to step up. Now, sort of like they want to go to football or basketball. You feel me on that?
Well, back then, before boxing was like the main sport, like all over. Now you have other choices like baseball, football. So the black people, I'm sort of say, they want to try something else other than boxing. But boxing is still much so alive in Detroit. We have a lot of great people that's coming out of Detroit, a lot of great amateurs. When we put on our national tournament, people will see that. We'll have 4 rings going at one time. Detroit still have a nice little stable. Let me just say that. You're not lacking for real.
Yeah, that's good because nothing was quite like going to Detroit. I mean, whether we were doing fights out at the Palace, we were doing fights at Cobo Hall, whether Joe Louis Arena, the bottom line is wherever we were, boxing was magical in Detroit. It was a magic event. I mean, sometimes I remember we had a couple of events that didn't do all that well money wise. Mm-hmm. We still had a great time, and we weren't sweating the money. And we're probably going to break even on this one, Emmanuel. Blah, blah, blah. We had a good time.
I mean, it's still like that. I mean, have you been to Detroit? I could invite you to the next amateur show. We put some good amateur shows on. It'd be good professional and amateur, but our amateurs really go. They put in. So we not really. We still Detroit. We still had a spirit. So it's we're doing good.
Being Golden Gloves champion around here was something. It was something. I mean, just when you won that title, we went back to the gym. It was something. When you went on the road, you got to wear the sweats in the back, said champion, this kind of stuff. I mean, that was special. And I think that the Golden Gloves played a pivotal role in me growing as a man. It just does. I mean, it just did. I think that boxing, for the most part, has been a positive outlook of my life, and I think it's a positive outlook in a lot of young men's lives. But then again, I'm not down with kids boxing before 12. Are you?
I am. Because, as a judge, and also my brother box, again, I've been around it, their gloves are bigger than they are. So at 8, they can start at 8 years old. So it's cute. They get in there, they learn discipline, they learn sportsmanship. And no, I've watched kids from 8 to 18, literally. So no, I don't think it's a bad thing. They're not really hurting each other, at that age.
Okay, my issue is that though chronic traumatic encephalopathy, I don't know if the brain should be getting bounced around at all at the age of 12.
Well, you have other sports, contact sports, and believe it or not, boxing has the less injuries than all the other contact sports. So it's not a bad thing.
I'm glad you brought it up. Because at one point in time I had a injury list in front of me. The only sport with less injuries than amateur boxing was golf.
Exactly.
I'm not kidding you either. It was golf. So I can get that. And now, if the Canadian government did a study that if you're an MMA fighter, you're 3 times more likely to get chronic traumatic encephalopathy than a boxer. If you're an NFL player, you're twice as likely to get it. So also boxing's safe.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been safe. It's just people don't like to see people. I guess it's a boxing is definitely a sweet science. If you don't understand that, then you think it's brutal. It's technique behind it. So, it's been safe. Since
Okay, so what are the dates in Detroit for the Golden Gloves here?
dates. May the 13th, we start at Huntington Place downtown in the heart of Detroit, all the way to May 18th. We'll have over 300 boxes. We're gonna have 4 rings going at one time. The finals, it'll be 20 bouts and 1 ring. So we're gonna have a lot of boxing for the week of May 13th,
Ms.
2024.
Chambers, do you have a website for that event?
Yes, it's DetroitGoldenGloves.org. And then not only that, it's Detroit Golden. This year marks Detroit Golden Gloves 90th year anniversary. So we're celebrating that as well. This year.
Emmanuel was the 1964 United States
63.
Golden Glove champion.
63.
63. Oh, whoa! God, good Lord. Was it AAU in 64? Was that
Golden Gloves? Yeah, it's 63. So it's AAU probably 64, but 63 is the Golden Glove.
I don't get too many people come on my show and correct me more than once. You correct me. That, so I want to commend you for that.
Yeah, I mean, I know box. I know a little bit. I know a little bit. I've been around.
I'm glad that you do it. I wish you the very best of luck with this tournament. In fact, you want to come back anytime, just let me know.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
Ms. Chambers, all the best of luck to you with the Detroit Golden Gloves going down in May. Thank you so much for your time here on Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
Thank you. You have a good one. All right. Bye-bye.